SpeedCreate. Come on, get my friends, we're going to create some distant lands. Me in the sky and no one else. The fun will never end. It is SpeedCreate. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to another episode of SpeedCreate. And I'm sorry for making all these episodes so much. It's been like 2 days since the last one. I just can't help myself. It's just too many. You can't watch them all, can you? I'm so sorry. That was a joke. I haven't uploaded an episode in over 1 year, and until recently I haven't uploaded a level in like a year either. Even since Dickrix. And that is totally shameful. I'm sorry about that, guys. And the reason for this is because school have been crazy. No, I don't know. I felt like I didn't have enough free time. I want today to like relax and do nothing. And that is really you should try sometime. You probably do already, but you're not doing anything. It's wonderful. Anyway, so I was like, oh, I don't want to do anything this day when I should do SpeedCreate. So I won't do anything. Yeah. And I'm kind of going to school, so I don't really have time now either. But in this case, it was easy to get time because I did this level in 24 hours. And that is right, you can actually already play this level. What is being created right now is help yourself. So if you want to, you can go on to lbp.me and go to Bliska and press help yourself, and then you can help yourself to the page for help yourself, and then you can clear the level. And it's going to be totally wonderful. And despite the fact that the level was created in 24 hours, which is ridiculously little for me, I like to spend a lot more time on levels. I don't want to know how much, but in LBP 3 they will count every single hour. I have no idea, that would be awesome. Come on guys, it'll be fun. Knowing you've spent 300 hours on your latest thing and it's only like a cardboard block with a face on it. Come on, it'll be fun. No. But I spent 24 hours on it, pretty much. A little bit more, but 24 hours. People really like it, and that's so nice. And it feels really nice to sort of get that sort of feedback. And it's been a long while since I've published anything. So I kind of forgotten how nice it is to actually hear people like your stuff. So that has been nice. Anyway, in this video we're not going to talk about the result of thing. Maybe a little bit, I don't know. We're going to talk about the first thing you should do before starting to create your level, and that is planning. Now you might think that, oh, planning, what is that? I have not planned a single one of my levels, and they are pretty good, and they have a couple of 100,000 plays, and I'm the coolest person in the world. And you are the coolest person in the world, but imagine what you could do if you plan stuff. You'll be like the coolest person in the world. Like imagine planning. Imagine building a house. A house consists of planks and bricks, maybe, and you need to glue these together properly, and you need to make even floor. You need to make a roof. That's the hard part, I've heard, because you have a party after you build it. Then it's gonna be hard. Anyway. So you build all this stuff and you realize, oh crap, this plank interacts with this other plank and the whole thing fell together because I didn't plan the house. It's such a stupid example because of course you would plan a house. It's a gosh darned house, man. And it's kind of the same thing with levels, because it's so easy to build a level and just start from scratch and just build it. And when you get to a certain point, you will go, oh, I have this gameplay idea. But then you realize that this gameplay idea you built would fit really nicely into the beginning of the level. But then you realize that you've already decorated and built the beginning of the level, and you will have to take it all apart and kind of waste hours of time because you have to maybe replace a gameplay concept that is kind of the same thing as yours, as your new one. But maybe your new one is better, so you have to take out all of that scene you added in. Or maybe you want to introduce backtracking, which forces you to redo or redesign the gameplay concept for a bunch of stuff. So just like building a house, you need to plan it it's like being a level, we need to plan it. Herp derp. So first things first, when you have an idea and you want to do it, you need to plan, and properly plan, in my opinion, and it just makes things 100 times faster. I'm not saying that you should do planning at once. You should probably get an idea of what you want to do first, like the gameplay concept or whatever, and doodle some. I did that for this level too. I just went to the create mode some night and was like, oh, I'm gonna try this random idea I got this instant. And I was like, oh, this actually is fun, cool. And then I went into planning when I was like, okay, I'm gonna make this level, it's gonna be great. First thing you want to do when planning, or first thing I do when planning, is very individual obviously, is that I draw all the gameplay concepts out on paper, or at least some of them. Just to get an idea of what I have to work with, sort of. And as you can see, I have a bunch of gameplay concepts, and most of these are used in level. Some of them are not, because they are either too complicated or didn't. I just had 24 hours, so I had to cut it short and only have the best stuff in there. Some of them are kind of weird, like this one that the one I'm showing right now is about testing the borders. So it's not really about using your bot to access a new area or whatever, but rather it's that one of the bounce pads are safe and are dangerous, so you want to test them. So you shoot a bunch of bots and test which one is safe, and you sort of kill one bot. Wait, you keep killing the bot until you find a safe spot. So I really like that, because it was really sadistic in how you got to kill your your copy. But I ended up not using it because it was sort of, I don't know, confusing, I guess. And there's a lot of stuff in this level that I cut out. But most of it is used, and you know, it's such a great thing to have, because in this way I could just sort of look at them and go, okay, this concept is kind of hard, so I want to have it more towards the end of the level. And this concept is fun and simple, so I want to have the beginning. And this concept introduces the element of shooting yourself, so I want to have it towards the very start, you know. And I was able to really look at the level and be like, okay, this is what I want to do gameplay wise, and this is how it's going to progress gameplay wise, very roughly. Just make a list maybe of, if I name the concepts 1, A, 2, C, I can just go A, C, B, blah 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 blah, and just have it planned, and that's nice. So that is the first step of my planning process. I just make very short gameplay boxes, so I know how they will look and how they will play out, and that's very handy usually. Please keep in mind that these plans are not very strict. It completely depends on what kind of level you're making, because you know, I made this very gameplay focused experience where you had a lot of puzzling and stuff, and naturally getting the gameplay comes first in that case. But maybe you are making a level that focuses on telling a story or on scenery. I don't know why you make a level that focuses on scenery. Then maybe just draw a picture. I don't know. Please don't kill me. Anyway. So maybe you'll just want to tell a story, and then obviously you will plan the story first and then try and create gameplay around that or something like that. But in my case, I did story first, and then gameplay first, and then I started to think about story. And first the story was going to be about this, I don't know, Sackboy was crazy, so some doctor gave him some pills of some sort, and then Sackboy started to imagine this weird ass help buddy that he will spawn with a create nature. And then as you progress, you sort of become more and more dependent on him, and then at the end you have to sort of get rid of the usage of the pills then, and therefore your body. And there you sort of try and fight the addiction. And as you can hear, it's kind of complicated and weird, and I loved it for being that. I also had an idea where Sackboy would just be depressed, because the level is always moving upwards. So you could sort of have the bottom of the level be a symbol for depression or whatever, and then as you help yourself get out of your depression. And it's really, I like it because it's sort of simplistic in a way, and I don't know, that's not a bad feature in my opinion. So yeah, that was also something I thought about, but I didn't use it because I don't remember. I don't remember why I didn't use it. Maybe it was just a bit too weird and too dark. And you can really do anything at all as long as kids can play it and not go, what the hell? As long as you don't scare kids, you should be fine. And that is something I like other story people on LBP to do a lot more. Not just, oh shit, I lost my hat, or I lost my pizza, or there's an evil guy in a suit, can you help me defeat him? Or someone have taken over the world, can you please stomp on his brain so he dies, and then we can have a party. You know, those are fine, but you're so binary. You can do whatever, and it's totally great. And they don't even have to be masterpieces or whatever. They can just be random ass badly told stories, and they don't even have to be told. Just do something. And I'm not a prime example for this. That I'm terrible at stories, and I love to learn those, so I'm doing my best. And this is an example of me also being bad at stories, because at the end of the day, my story is about a random guy who wants to have help with finding his hat. Sackboy is having a vacation, so the random guy pushes Sackboy off a cliff, and then you find his hat instantly, but then you have to get up again using the hat. You know, it's an okay story. I'm happy with it, but it could be so much more. So yeah. But those are some story thoughts, and I completely planned out the story and then didn't use any of the planning. And I love planning stuff. You want to see the full planning pages, you can just head over to the Imager link given somewhere, hopefully. And I have an album full of both the gameplay and the story planning. Anyway, after the story planning, I started to think about, okay, now I have gameplay, now I have story. Obviously, I should design scenery. I was like, no, I'm not going to design scenery. Who did scenery? I'm going to doodle up scenery as I go. I find planning scenery very hard in little plant levels, because drawing with a pen is very different from bringing out cardboard and stickering it and doing stuff like that. So scenery is something I have trouble with when it comes to planning. And I think I could have saved a lot of time by planning the scenery, because you will see later on in a couple of episodes that the scenery, when I start to create scenery, I struggle a lot to find a style. Anyway, so next I started to create these really these proper gameplay plans. I have basic gameplay plans with just fragments of gameplay, you know. And now I had pieced them together as in an actual plan. And now that I have a story also, I could, if I would have had a story, incorporate the story into the proper plan as well. So it's sort of a very strict sketch, a very rough sketch of how the level will play out from beginning to end on paper. And that way I can just look at it anytime and be like, okay, next I'm going to make this, and I can make it. And you know, it sounds really obvious, but no, it's great. I had a lot of use for it this time. So I just pieced all the gameplay concept together, and when you have a gameplay concept after gameplay concept on a paper like that, it's easy to see that some things won't work together, or some things need to be moved a couple of spaces to the right. If you're a LBP veteran, you will be able to see that, oh shit, in this sketch that block is way too much to the left, it won't feel right for the player. So you know, you can get those errors out of the way and, you know, plan the level out completely. And I didn't do it completely in this case because I got bored. I'm not the best player in the world, I'm not the best creator in the world or planner in the world. I try, but I got the rough sketch mostly done, and with that finished, I was free to, you know, start working on the level. And you know, this planning process it does take a while to do. You know, you don't really do it in an hour. You're like, okay, cool, I'm gonna plan the level now. I did it in a couple of days, at least a week maybe. It's not only about planning. Also, you also need to think, consider your level, and you know. Maybe you're on the bus and you're like, I'm gonna think about my level and be all philosophic about it right now. And I do that all the time, especially when I'm in the LBP zone, so to speak. Just problems on my level. I love to daydream about them. It's such a great thing to do, like when stuck on a lesson or whatever. So I will think about LBP and just, how am I going to solve this design problem that I have? So that is one thing you can do. You can do all the solving problems and puzzling that you would normally do while creating level, but now you do it while planning, so you sort of save yourself a lot of time somehow there. But with all of those elements done, I was finally able to start create the basic level. And since I always only do the cardboard roughly first, without any scenery at all, I am also able to, I don't even have to plan the scenery at all. I can just jump straight onto the level creating, and that is what I did. So that's the story of me planning a level, and yeah, that's about the work that goes into it. I hope you will start to plan your levels, Mr. Vista, because it's a very, very, very handy process, very handy tool. You will have a blast. And please be aware that this is very individual to my way of doing things. I always like to put gameplay up high on the priority list, for example, and maybe you don't do that. Maybe you put other things up there. But I still think that planning is a very vital tool for not only LBP but also general game design, general life. Game design, I mean, goddammit, planning is always your friend, no matter what. And it's totally boring, and but it will help you. So that was my thoughts about the stuff. No wait, that was a talk about the stuff I do before I start to create. That was all. What was I supposed to say? It's getting a bit late. I'm going to get some sleep soon, and you should too, because this is the end of the episode. So why should you stay awake when I'm not awake? I hope you enjoyed this first episode of the reboot of SpeedCreate. There are many more to come, so please check those out, in which I will be talking about, I have no idea, other stuff, probably me actually creating the level. Hello. Yeah, that's also very fun to do. So this episode has been very focused on planning in particular, and the next episode won't be. Next episode will be about unicorns, you guys. Rah, unicorns. I don't know. Hope you enjoyed. See you next week. Bye. Week? I don't know when I'm going to publish the next one. 1 year later.